What's poppin', y'all? This new Elon Musk, or you could say it was a Nikita Beer update that was added to X, formerly known as Twitter, has just shaken up the entire platform across multiple different verticals. But we're going to cover the hip-hop vertical first. Now, the update that Elon Musk rolled out was that it would now show where the account was based in, the X account, and where the people were connected. So, for example, if somebody was in Sweden, Denmark, somebody was in Sri Lanka, somebody was in China, somebody was in Mongolia. Well, probably not China because they wouldn't be able to log on from there because it's banned over there. But Russia, I don't know if it's operating in Russia. You guys get the point. It would say where they came from. And this went nuclear. So first off, Placo posted this, but other people have posted it as well. And they said, Kendrick Lamar and TDE got an Indian running their mascot fan page. This is low even for Kendrick. What happened to quote culture? And you see this page called High Power TDE News. And it says account based in India, connected via India Android app. And this is actually funny because the funniest part about this was that the person that runs this page went on to drop like a press release to let people know that it was him. And he said, since y'all looking for dirt on me, here it is. Started listening to hip hop in 2002 and Kendrick TDE in 2012. Made this account in 2017-18, way before this beef-ish. And for Elon Musk, F you. You ain't doing ish, but just want that bloody engagement with the revealing location. No, I think this is actually one of the best updates for more serious reasons that we'll get into later. To the rest of y'all who will still be following this account for discussion and news, we will still be posting it. And then he throws up the Indian flag. And one thing that they replied to Flacco with was Akademiks TV, who was one of the biggest Drake defenders. And he said, they said, your favorite page. And it says account based in Australia. Damn. That's crazy. But connected via United States App Store. So that's a little bit odd. So it's based in Australia. So maybe the guy is currently in the US. I don't know. But I think this is commonly known now, especially after the call that was posted by Akademiks, where he was talking about like Hungry Jack's, which is Burger King in Australia. So yeah, the guy is Australian. And Akademiks would go on a rant after they said, at this time, X Twitter has just now paused the content location feature, the account location feature, for unknown reason. And Akademiks says, nah, they need to keep that going. I realized 98% of vocal K-bots were from Sri Lanka and India. Even seen some of these dudes that got the most to say can't even travel to the US. Gave a lot of perspective. Bots done influence conversion. If I haven't seen y'all face, stay the hell out of my mentions. Y'all bots for all I know. Well, this is the thing. The people that, like that account, for example, and a lot of these accounts, they're not necessarily bots. We're not going to conflate them with being bots, but they are foreign accounts that are weighing in on North American matters. Let's just say that. And this is not the only part. The part is that the assumption that the majority make is that these are American or even Canadian-based accounts. Now, they don't explicitly say that, but that's just what's inferred. And then he continues and says, yesterday I realized people in Mumbai, India were on here capping, acting like they from Compton, arguing all day like they pro-black FBA. Go focus on that belly dancing music and Bollywood-ish. Now, Akademiks is one of the most ignorant people. And I don't mean ignorant where people are like, oh, you're ignorant. No, ignorant as in lacking knowledge of anything globally. Like belly dancing music, isn't that like Egyptian or like in the Levantine? Unless I'm tripping. India, you don't even really see them doing that. Now, Bollywood, that's a different story. Elon turned on face reveal for all accounts. I'm with it. If we knew what people look like and where they lived at, country they tweeting from, you wouldn't even engage with these bot farm. Who give a F about the opinion of a dude in Pakistan when we talking about hip-hop? They still getting the leftover Super Bowl merch of the losers every year. Now I think this is quite a take because a lot of FBA people say the same thing about an Akademiks who is an immigrant that came here at 12, 13 years old from Jamaica. So they're looking at him like, yo, you're Jamaican. And yeah, he has lived in the US for quite a while, but he's not FBA and he came into this way later than most people. Like most people that have been listening to hip hop since they were kids, if you grew up in certain environments or certain cities. So that's, we can't just like be like, oh, nah, them dudes in Pakistan, like, yo, they got a different culture in Jamaica too. So he's not safe on that one. And yes, hip hop is global. Would never say if you're from another country, you can't consume or speak on hip hop. No, that's what he was saying. Well, he was saying that your opinion is diminished and a lot lower than the opinions of Americans on hip hop. And there is a hierarchy of where most people value the opinions. And a lot of it is on circumstances that cannot be controlled. controlled, like what you were born as, where you were born, what your money is, what your skin color is. People don't want to admit that, but that just is the truth. So he's trying to cape for like his previous opinion, but we know what it is. Akademiks is saying like, yo, if you're from India, if you're from Hyderabad or wherever, he's dismissing your opinion. That's what he's saying. He's going to try to cover it up. But if you're disguising your presence to be, I'm pro-black from Compton, that's beyond deceptive. This is a fact, though, and this is what people are doing, and this ties into why I think this is such a great update. Just tell us you a dude from Islamabad, and that's what Islamabad people think about this ish. Don't pretend. Now, this is also another thing. Why do they have to announce where they're from before giving an opinion? That's a little bit ridiculous. Like, hey, by the way, I'm from Uzbekistan and I like Kendrick Lamar. Like, well, what is this? Like a class presentation? But there are some that are, and we've seen LARP accounts. Like people pretending to be black chicks to bait for engagement that are actually based in India. Like it's just ridiculous. That level of stuff goes on. So there is a nuanced take here. It hit different when Elon exposed 99% of these big K-pop pages that used to say this ain't culture or say Drake ain't culture. Them dudes was tweeting that ish from Baghdad, Iraq. Come on, dude, you in Iraq. How are you finna tell us what is culture, quote unquote? Kendrick got to do a concert in India. His popular ex-stan accounts are almost entirely from there. Elon exposed it. How I'm arguing hip-hop with dudes who live in a part of the world where they pray into goats and cows. Bruh. Now, this is getting like really, really disrespectful when he's going for their religion. But, you know, it is what it is. The reason why I think this is a big deal is, number one, these people are posing as accounts that are based in the U.S., and especially with the Kendrick versus Drake beef, these are not bots. Now, there are bots involved, I do believe, in the Kendrick versus Drake beef and the narrative and numbers surrounding that, but it's disingenuous to say that there aren't also a lot of people on Drake's side that are doing that. Like, for example, Akademiks has hid that his right-hand man was from Australia for forever. The guy's named Grand Wizard Chat. So he's in the same boat here. And that guy's the biggest defender of Drake. And he didn't say, yo, by the way, my guy Grand that's running this, he's Australian. No, he hid that. So he's in the same boat. He's just doing it for his own people, which I understand because a lot of people would be dismissing that page if they knew it was from Australia from the jump. Like if he had location Australia, Melbourne, or Brisbane, or wherever, a lot of people would not have followed that page, especially like America, and they would have dismissed it, especially during the Drake versus Kendrick beef. So there's that. The reason why I think that this got out of hand and that this got implemented is for not just hip-hop conversations, because I do like that we can contextualize things based on where people are from. Now, Kendrick, I don't know if Kendrick's that big in India, but they do like lyricism a lot. Like, for example, Eminem, you probably look up a bunch of Eminem stan accounts. I wouldn't be surprised if they were based in India. India just loves Eminem. Well, globally, like Russia loves Eminem, Eastern Europe loves Eminem, and 50 Cent. Like 50 Cent is beloved in India too. But my point being that when Elon Musk allowed for ad revenue to be earned based on impressions on Twitter, if you got Twitter Blue, I think that's when everything got destroyed. That's why for this high power page, I'm going to, well, people have pulled up some tweets of him kind of LARPing and trying to make people think that he's American. But I'm going to say that this guy started without a monetary incentive. He was doing this 2016-17. That's different from a lot of accounts that have started in the past couple of years. And what they've done is they look at it like, okay, we can make an account and we can LARP because it's everyone in India speaks English. It's like a national language. I think it's the same in Pakistan too. So that they have an advantage that China doesn't have, or like Russia, like people, they're not as fluent in English as Indians. So they see, okay, we have an opportunity to monetize on Twitter. Now, if they monetize and just tweet in whatever, Hindi or whatever, they would earn less money than if they tweeted to an American audience where advertisers are paying a lot of money. I mean, this is one of the highest consumer countries in the world, right? So what they do is, okay, let's create some accounts that look American, that talk American, and that people interpret as being American so we can run up this engagement. And this is where it gets bad, because for the music thing, I care about it because I'm into this stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really harming people. Where it is dangerous, though, is politics. So these people, they are detached from America. To them, they're looking at it like, okay, this is an opportunity for us to get this paper. And I understand that. And they're like, yo, if I can earn $200 a month from engagement on X, and I would earn that same amount laboring, why wouldn't I just do it? It makes sense. But how are you going to earn more? Based on impressions. How do you get more impressions? You rage bait. Like, you got people like Ian Miles Chong, right? Like, that guy's in Malaysia. He is Malaysian. And he was rage baiting, whether it was race topics, and they will inflame or fan the flames of race topics, just issues like immigration, all of these different things surrounding politics that people feel high degrees of emotion towards. Americans feel high emotion towards, and they think Americans are like, oh, this is just an American person giving their opinion, when it's really an Indian or someone from a foreign country that is making these tweets just to get you to engage so that they can make money off of it. And that's where the perception thing, it's kind of like when people were talking about, there was like Russian hackers or whatever that were creating Facebook accounts that helped Trump get elected. I don't know. There was like a whole case about that as well. I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to how that played out, because some people say, no, there was no collusion and interference. And some people say, well, no, like it actually did come out that there was. Regardless, the point here is that when it gets to more serious topics, now people can see, okay, this person's tweeting this. Let me see where this account is based. Oh, this account is based in India, and they're talking about like George Floyd riots and stuff like that. Like, these people don't have to deal with the repercussions of what they're fanning the flames of. And it's like they're mining diamonds, and they just get the money off of it too. And then they deal with whatever is going on in their country. And they don't fan the flames over there because it's less profitable, and they probably don't want to harm themselves. So that's why I think that this update is great and necessary. I don't think it was just to get people to dismiss opinions, although I do think that is an unintended side effect. But hey, listen, if people are going to dismiss a person's opinions because of a country that they're from, that is not as bad as somebody from a foreign country rage baiting and potentially radicalizing people to commit crazy acts in another place that causes actual harm. That's the way that I look at it. Well, within hip hop, this is certainly funny. We got to look at young boy fan pages. We got to do fan page audits nowadays. Well, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.